Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Annie would like to introduce you to Daniel Mitz. Daniel really needs to learn some better manners if he wants to romance a lady. Annie, he said, thank you for accepting my request. I have been living a luxurious life for decades without true love. Nice meeting you. Then he sent her a series of photos. And look what it says on his profile. Works as travel pilot. Luxurious life? Said Annie. Do tell me more. I need luxury in my life. My ex-husband was such a tight git. That's terrible for such behaviours towards you, he said. I need a real woman in my life. I've been flying to different continents. I pilot people for a living. How exciting, said Annie. Do you fly private jets or do you work for one of the big airlines? To which his completely random reply was, I earn 120k a month. My 2 kids lives with my granny in Florida. A lot of property, but that's not why I'm here. All I want is love and legit lady. I didn't ask how rich you are, said Annie. I asked if you fly private jets or work for one of the big airlines. I work with big companies, he said. For more than 23 years now. I've been to many continents. Where are you located? I live in a small town called Shaftesbury, she said. It's in Dorset, in England. Where are you? I'm in Argentina, he said. I have passenger to move to London. Can you please send me your photo to enable me to recognise who I'm talking to? I can't believe I've met a real pilot, said Annie. Oh, how exciting. Wow, he said. But we can video call on Skype if you want. So Annie sent him one of her made-up photos. If anyone's interested to know where I get them from, they come from a website called thispersondoesnotexist.com. They just make up photos. It's very clever. Some of them are a bit weird. You look intelligent and smart, he said. I will be in your territory by December. We can book an appointment to meet. Where will you be flying to? Asked Annie. I normally stay in hotel, he said. I have house in Germany and Portugal. I thought you said you were coming here, she asked. Yes, he said. Which airport will you be flying to? Asked Annie. London and Germany, he said. Which airport, though? Asked Annie. There are about 6 airports in London, aren't there? How many kids do you have? He asked. Don't change the subject, said Annie. Which airport are you flying to? I can come meet you if I know where to come. They have 6 airports, he said, and Google helpfully informed him, and the biggest is Heathrow Airport. I normally use that one, often. OK, said Annie, that's the easiest one for me to get to. But we need to verify ourselves on video call to enable us recognise each other, he said. And can I just say a big thumbs up and hats off to all scam baiters out there, because all these scammers now seem to think that most of the time they're talking to, well, either fellow scammers or scam baiters. The more that happens, the less time they have for baiting real potential victims. Call me on here, said Annie. What do you mean by verify? I'm not a police officer or a customs officer. Why aren't you answering me? She said. Because he'd gone quiet. I'm fine, he said. I was attracted to your beauty. Sometimes when I am on airplane, I don't talk to anyone. My phone would be on airplane mood. But your beauty got my attention. That is wonderful feelings. She tried calling him, but he didn't answer. You aren't on a plane, she said, so switch your phone back to normal mode. You must listen to what I'm telling you, not what you know, he said. I beg your pardon, said Annie. Don't be rude. Are you on a plane? No. Oh, he said. At work. If you aren't on a plane, then your phone doesn't need to be on airplane mode, does it? Said Annie. It was your idea to video call. I'm just trying to do what you asked. I'm not being rude, he said. You were, said Annie, extremely rude. Facebook is not a better place for video call communication, he said. You don't pay attention. I pay just as much attention to calls on Facebook as anywhere else, said Annie. When I get off weekend, I talk to my friend and family friends, plus my kids through my computer. I'm very private. So why did you even bother to send me a friend request, said Annie, if you don't have time to talk? And it was your idea to video call, not mine. Sure, we're going to video soon, he said. We just met. If you say so, said Annie. I'm telling you this to get prepared, he said. I'm sure you've realised our man thinks he's God's gift to women with all those photos he's been sending, and he wasn't prepared to stop. He sent her another one. When are you coming to LHR? Said Annie, throwing him a curveball, because she knew he wouldn't know what that meant. You can make me to come over, he said. What do you mean? Asked Annie. I can't afford to hire a plane. If only you're nice to me, he said. You said you're coming, she said. I have a private helicopter, he said. Yeah, I can fly down this one. And he sent her a photograph of a plane. That's not a helicopter, said Annie. You see, you don't listen, he said. What do you mean by I can fly down this one? You told me you were coming, she said. That is not a helicopter, he said. I know that, said Annie. You told me you were flying here. I can fly down that plane to your place, he said. I need to work now. I don't have an airport in my garden, said Annie. You told me you were flying to London and Germany. Did you change your plans? December, said the man who at the start of the video had told Annie that he was in Argentina with a passenger to fly to London. So why didn't you just say that? Said Annie. Go back and read all the conversation, he said. Maybe you need to understand what I'm saying. Maybe you need to say what you mean, said Annie. And you need to reassure your mind when reading it, he said. Which bit of that did I misunderstand? Asked Annie. And she sent him a screenshot of the bit where she'd said, You said you're coming. And he said, I have a private helicopter. Yeah, I can fly down this one. So, for clarity, and so neither of us misunderstand, when will you be flying to LHR? She asked. You'd think by now you'd have had a chance to look it up, but I guess if you don't know that LHR is an airport code, it would be hard to know what to ask Google to look up. Next week, he said. I'm still working here. Not December? Asked Annie. You don't understand this work, he said. I don't understand you, she said. Let's try again. When are you coming to LHR? Next week? December? Or some other time? It's a really simple question, honestly. Have a nice day, Annie, he said. You don't know when you're coming. Maybe you aren't flying to LHR, she said. A man disappeared for a while and then came back and said, Hello! 3 exclamation marks. I work for companies, not myself. They tell me where to go and not where I choose to go. This is not a cab or train. You told me you were coming in December, she said, then next week. If you don't know when you're coming, why did you tell me when you're coming? And flights are booked months in advance, unlike cabs, so you should know exactly when you're coming. Or maybe you don't know where LHR is. Some people just don't know when to give up, and I think our man was one of them. And he's had plenty of practice at this game of cat and mouse. She's been doing it for ages now. Just look at her previous videos. Hi, he said in the middle of the night. Hi, said Annie the next morning. Have you remembered when you were flying to LHR? If you're to question me all the time, I will block you. I do not have time for rubbish, he said. I've asked you one question so far, which you haven't answered, she said. I don't beg people to be my friend, he said. You told me you were coming here. So I'm just asking you when you're coming. I don't see how that's rubbish. I added you, and I can still block you, he said. Goodbye, said Annie. Do I care? Said our man. I don't know, said Annie. We'll see. You need to change on how you talk. If not, no man can be with such a woman. If you don't want me to ask when you're coming here, why did you tell me you are? She said. Truly, my prayers last night, he said. You had to pray to know where you're flying to, said Annie. I think anyone on his flight needs to pray to know where they're going. I was told by my angel, he said, that you argue too much, that such woman I can't live with. Don't worry, mate, there's no way she'd want to live with you. I asked you one simple question, she said. If you can't even answer that, you're truly an idiot. I just hope I never got on a plane piloted by you. Goodness knows where it would end up. They are not necessary for now, he said. You have mannerless character. You just called me an idiot. Goodbye, said Annie. A pilot that doesn't know when he's landing at LHR is an idiot and stupid. Please, he said, Don't spoil my day with your hateful words. I just met you, and are showing off your characters. But hey, said Annie. So sad. You don't even know your problem, he said. So, she said, why not just tell me when you're coming to LHR? It'd be so much easier. You told me you were coming. I just asked when. A really, really simple question. Because they are not necessary now, he said. I am working with timetable. You can never understand this work. I'd expect you to have a timetable, said Annie, but you told me you were coming here in December, then next week. Now you say you don't know when you're coming. I need your WhatsApp messenger, he said. No, you don't, said Annie. I don't use WhatsApp. You must get that WhatsApp application, he said, because I need to delete you from your characters. You worry too much. No, said Annie, and I have no idea what I need to delete you from your characters means. To which our man's illuminating reply was, Yeah, you aren't going to tell me what you mean, said Annie. Goodbye. The next morning, our man popped up again. Good morning, beautiful, he said. Good morning, said Annie. He popped up again a couple of days later. Hello, beautiful. How is your life going? And I hope you don't face challenges. That's a bit deep and meaningful, said Annie. Tell me more about your children. I'm worried about them living with your granny, or do they look after her? They're with my granny, he said. Do you want to come to USA? How old is your granny? Asked Annie. I didn't ask how old you are. Don't bother, Annie. There's no point in asking him questions. He's never going to answer any, is he? The following morning, God's gift to women replied. Good morning, beautiful. How are you? I've been busy working. I need your phone number. Good morning to the most beautiful woman on earth. You need to encounter my love, and you need to believe my words. I am the only man who can love more better than any other living creatures on earth. I hope you understand that fact. You don't need my phone number, said Annie, and you aren't going to get it. What work were you busy with? Hello, he said. I'm always busy with work. What work were you busy with? She asked. What were you doing? LOL, he said. Why is that funny? Asked Annie. I'm tired of coming over to this app, he said. Too busy for social media. That's a shame, said Annie. Then go away. He popped back up the next morning. Good morning, lover. Oh, said Annie, you're back. I thought you were too busy. Yeah, he said. Getting over here all the time caused me stress. That's sad, said Annie. Maybe you should just go to work instead and not use social media. He popped up again the next evening. Hello, beautiful. We need to get to know each other more and more. Are you sure you've got time for that? Said Annie. I can easily reply anyone on WhatsApp, he said. That's why I insist we should take this conversation to my WhatsApp messenger. I see no reason why I have to be on Facebook every day. I already told you I don't use WhatsApp, said Annie. If you can't be bothered to read what I'm saying, then goodbye. You need to understand that I am not moved by your decision, he said. There are a lot of women on here. Well, go and talk to one of the other women then, said Annie. I don't use WhatsApp. If you can't be bothered to talk to me on here, then that's tough. I wonder what you do on all day, he asked the next day. Do on what? Asked Annie. On here, he said. I don't think that's any of your business, said Annie. What do you do on here all day? To check messages and read story. I thought you were too busy for that. Well, today is Sunday, he said. Not business as you think. Oh, said Annie. Don't planes fly on Sunday? Only the classic one, he said. Good morning, beautiful, he said the next day. What do you mean by only the classic one fly on Sundays? Asked Annie. What kind of planes are they? I mean, classic airplane only, he said. Work only on Sunday. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Next time you're flying on a Sunday, do remember to check what kind of plane you're flying on. It might be held together with pieces of string and wax paper, and not that nice flash Dreamliner that you thought you were going to fly on. I need you to send me your photo, he said a bit later. You don't need anything, said Annie. Try asking properly, like your mother taught you. Yeah, he said. Maybe you need a massage from me every night. I doubt it. said Annie. He went quiet for a few days, but then, unfortunately, popped up again and said, "Good morning, my precious Elisama." "Who's Elisama?" asked Annie. "Do you know what? You're really boring. Why don't you go away and annoy someone else?" "Because you choose to stay on here," he said. "You haven't told me who Elisama is," said Annie. Ignoring the question, as usual, our man replied, "Good morning, lover," and he sent her another of those photos. "Good morning," said Annie. "Where are you flying to?" And then, because she'd had enough of him by then, decided to go into facetious mood. "Did you know the moon changed shape yesterday?" she asked. "It's now oval." To which our man's completely random reply was, "Yeah." "Does that affect your navigation when you're flying?" asked Annie. Well, inquiring minds need to know these things. Our man, stuck for an answer, grabbed the Scammer handbook. And all together, ladies and gentlemen. "Have you eaten anything today?" "No," said Annie. "I'm a breatharian. Have you eaten anything?" "How can I get a house in your continent?" he said. "In my continent?" said Annie. "If you want a house in England, look on rightmove.co.uk. And then, proving not only that he's a full-on scammer, but that he's been stung before by potential victims, "I don't trust anything online," he said. "I want it in physical." "Then you'd have to phone some estate agents," said Annie, "and ask them to post you some house details, or next time you fly here, go into an estate agent's shop and ask them." Later that day, another attack of facetiousness hit Annie. "Due to extraterrestrial activity," she said, "all planes are grounded until the Cyber Ultra Force gives them permission to fly. Have you heard about that?" "All I know, I'm back to Atlanta," he said. "Perhaps you should buy a house in Atlanta," she said. "I have a house spread over all the continent," he said. You can just imagine that, can't you? The kitchens in South America, the bedrooms in North America, the bathrooms in Africa, the living rooms in Europe, the dining rooms in Australia, and the gardens in Asia. A long walk each time you decide you need the loo. "I don't think I can be able to continue this conversation," said our baby. "You can stay here forever. Bye." "Goodbye," said Annie. "I wonder how long it will be before you message me again." The following morning, he came back. "Good morning from Atlanta," he said. "You decide to live on here." "That was disappointingly fast," said Annie. "What are you doing in Atlanta?" "I have been feeling down," he said. "Oh dear," said Annie. "That's very sad. You mean your plane landed and you can't take off again?" "Too much cold and headache," he said. "Don't think I can even fly today." "Guess you'd better cancel the flight then," said Annie. "I'm sure the passengers won't notice." "I've not been feeling too well," he said. There was a bit more discussion about the flu, and then our man disappeared. I hope he didn't have COVID. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it. Please share it. Please comment down below. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again in another video.